What's up, guys? And I'm gonna start off by saying one of the worst things about recording audio separate. Monday, they're all making mouth noise. But either way, the worst thing about recording audio separate, like from these microphones, my Audio-Technica 2021 came in today, and using your camera is that sometimes you forget to sync audio, sometimes you forget to press record. And I do have audio because I have I have a overhead microphone on my camera, but it's not as nice as having this setup right here, which it's like 6 or 7 inches away from my mouth, and it easily tucks in out of frame. I'm actually so surprised, like how close is it to my mouth, right there, and it's out of frame. And according to my levels, I'm sounding pretty good. It's a quick, just first impressions of this microphone, and I'm not gonna dive in too deep because I'm gonna save that for the review of overall, like what is it like to get these prosumer products and see how much that elevates your sound. So far, I bought a pop filter to go on top of this condenser microphone. The condenser microphone is around like an inch long. As you can see, it's very small, very small. That must sound awful, by the way. Build quality, externally, it's fully metal. Internally, it did look like that if I drop it hard enough, it can break. So there's that worry. And overall, like this is actually extremely simpler setup than what I have with the H4N Pro. I did not mind the H4N Pro, but I thought the extra wire would have been cumbersome, and it's not. It's actually a bit more ergonomically friendly. Since I have my H4N Pro mounted to the mic stand, I actually can see my levels, see my battery, and see my time of how long I've been recording. I also have my monitor right under my tripod, so I can see if I'm in focus and how long I've been recording. This helps me a lot in the sense of like monitoring that everything's still working, instead of back when I used to just turn on my camera, and I have a Sony, so there's no flip out LCD screen, and I would work with faith to know if I'm in focus, if it's still recording, and if I got any type of footage. At least if the camera dies, I can charge it and I keep on going. I can still make my audio, record B-roll, and fill in the gap that I was talking about without you wasting 100% of my time of like talking and recording nothing. This microphone is around really close to my mouth, around like right outside of frame, 6 inches, maybe 7 inches most. This actually is super compact, and I was so surprised of how much ergonomically better this is than me having my H4N Pro just right here with a pop filter. Much easier, much smaller, and I believe this size is actually incredible for it. The polar pattern is a bit wide, so if there's any reverb, I'm assuming that it's actually picking up the reverbs a bit more than a shotgun microphone would. But that's also what I get for not having a treated room or anything like that. This cost me 90 bucks. So it's very prosumer. We're not looking at pro gear or anything like that. We're not looking at M16. This is 1/10 of a price of a Sennheiser 416. This is 1/20th of a price of a Schweppes anything. And this is, again, not something that like I could say you're gonna take on job. This will be the first microphone. Can I do jobs with this? Yeah, I definitely can. I'm gonna do more testing and to see if could you ever get away with corporate client work with this? I would not mention the price of it. I would just say record some stuff, show them examples. Again, this could be either the case of perfect scenario, perfect product, or perfect product, every scenario. Now, talking about the product, how does it work? operates by phantom power. Phantom power is actually using your recorder or some type of device to send power to the microphone for it to work. There are microphones that don't need this to work, like microphones that plug in by 35mm jack or the aux jack, and or a dynamic microphone, which just needs something to record it. They don't need power at all. There are microphones with battery in them, and that's for my workflow and for my experience. I don't want that. I'd rather have everything power off of just one product by itself. H4N Pro support phantom power, and I'd rather have that fully charged and just charge this whole system. And if it's running low on battery, at least the H4N Pro has a battery indicator, so I can replace it when I need to, instead of having the rare possibility. I know if you always are prepared, it won't happen, but for those moments where you get comfortable and you forget to charge this or replace the battery, I'm recording any moment and I just see my levels just died out because it's ran out of battery. So I always want to avoid those scenarios. So I prefer just use phantom power. And when it comes to phantom power, it requires 48 volts. You can actually, if your product supports phantom power, you can actually go in your settings and turn it on in the H4N Pro. It's very straightforward in the menu. Now, what's not straightforward in the menu of H4N Pro, and this is going to be part of my full review, finding how to. Okay, let me clarify this. This recorder has two XLR ports, and it does say XLR 1 and 2, but on the bottom it says left and right. And when you plug it in and turn this on, use phantom power and start working, it works only on the left side. As in, when I put my headphones in to monitor as I'm speaking, I only could hear in the left side. And it took quite a bit of deep diving into the menu on turning everything on and off and testing, and on and off and testing, to figure out that the setting to have it for both channels of left and right was the mono setting to turn it on, where it's even though it's one microphone, it counts for both left and right. So that was difficult to find, but it is there and it is possible. I want to do a test to see if I had if I can support two 48 volt phantom power products at the same time. To see if there's going to be no issues, no drops or anything like that. I'm also trying to see how much battery drainage this does. So far, like, this thing is an excellent battery. Both of these do well with battery, not like a camera. It's not like it's supporting a screen or LCD or any type of brightness. So they usually do well. The batteries that you would find in some shotguns, sometimes you put AA as some batteries, or sometimes the batteries are built in. They also usually last quite a while. They do a great job then too. Microphone sound, I haven't heard it just yet. I've heard it through the headphones, but those are not really good to monitor. I want to monitor with air and quietness, without actually having the distraction of me watching my levels or me thinking too hard. 24-bit, 48 hertz, so that's usually around speaking range. This is the noise level. This is the bit rate you want for voices. Anything more is gonna be for texture and very specific sounds and sound design. And it's not 100% quiet, which is a good sign. That lets me know that it can always pick up some pattern. But my levels are telling me that there's just these literally 0.1. There's some noise, and I'm gonna test out to see how much self noise this has. This works. I bought this as an experiment to see what phantom power looks like, what working with a boom mic would actually look like, and to let me know in the direction of like, what do I want more with my microphone, and would anything significantly be what satisfy me, or what something in the prosumer market would satisfy me. Now, if I was doing projects for people, and I'm seeing myself where if I invest this in probably 10 projects or less, I can make this back, the money back, then yes, I'll get prosumer products. But I'm going to see more and more what this has to offer. But either way, yep. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next one. And let me know, how does it sound? How does it sound here? I'm a little bit quieter, but it's kind of overwhelming. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.